Hello and welcome to MGP582. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Do you like that? That's my new way of doing it. I figured after, what's it been, nearly 15 years, just change it up a bit. Give it a little bit of a in the intro. What do you think? Are we liking it? Because frankly, you're stuck with it for 15 years now, and I'll change it back when it's had as long to settle in as the previous version.
Can you imagine we're over episode 1000? That'll be pretty mad.
Yeah, we'll be so old. I'll have grey hair. Can you imagine me with grey? I'll have some grey in my beard. Can you imagine the situation where I have some grey in my beard? You might have gone bald. Anything
I
could
might have hair
happened
by then. It might have come back somehow.
Well, as you get older, your eyebrows will continue to get thicker and thicker and thicker. So there will come a point where you can just comb them over the top of your head, probably.
At the moment, I haven't shaved in about, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and
nobody can tell.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, I'm still obviously a skinhead, but yeah, it's every now and again I catch my reflection and I'm like, hang on, I need to have a shave. But yeah, you never know.
Who's that? Who's that man with shoulder length hair? With hair like Hulk Hogan at his prime.
But no mustache still.
Well, obviously. You've got the reverse Hogan mustache. You always have had. When he had the white on the black beard, you've got the opposite, the reverse Hogan.
I'm confused because I've got the beard and no mustache, so I've got nothing to do with Hogan. It's like, what?
Well, I've got to continue with the Hulk Hogan comparisons. Kind of locked myself into it now. Imagine a man turn his head upside down. That's basically you. That's as far as I can go.
Yeah.
It's getting complicated.
Wow.
I'm tired. It takes a lot out of me doing the high voice thing at the start. I'm not going to have much energy for the rest of the podcast now, I don't think. That's finished me off. I've peaked early.
I'm surprised that this conversation actually happened without Sheepdog throwing in legal action.
Oh,
Why?
yeah, I forgot it's illegal, isn't it?
What's
I showed
illegal?
that court case.
Threatening legal action over being called bald.
A friend of mine sent me a thing.
I was describing him. I wasn't mocking him.
Well, it's apparently sexual harassment, isn't it, to call someone bald now? So, I see you in court.
I suspect you won't be taking me to court. There's plenty of sexual harassment that's gone both ways. I remember some of the places you touched me when we shared flights together. You absolute filth bag. Your hands were everywhere.
I will have you. I'll have the listener know that Kev's a very selfish flyer and will absolutely extend his shoulders into as much of your seat as he can get it before you've even sat down, and then he won't move for the duration of the flight.
That is
if you're stuck between two people like that.
Hold on. I take issue with both of you here. I think that's the right of the man paying for the flights.
I mean, I was doing unpaid labor.
You're not paying for the. We live together.
Sheepdog has no room to moan. He doesn't live with me. I don't think he might do. I don't come downstairs a lot. You might be down there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do very much. I spend my days asleep at the moment, so you wouldn't even notice I was living there if I did.
Would he snore?
You wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. It's Anna. I come looking for Anna. So if you were sleeping near where she's sleeping, I'd find you.
My CPAP machine's now got a little. It's called like a nasal pillow that I use rather than a mouth anything, whatever. It's just a tiny little thing that goes over my nose, and I have to check it's on like 5 times a night. It's ridiculous. Like I'm constantly checking it's even doing.
Sounds like you've had a follow-up appointment at some point. They gave us our machines, and we've not heard from them in 3 years.
They didn't give you a machine.
They put me on the waiting list for a machine. I bought my own, and I've not heard from them again since.
I messaged the guy saying like, can we not just? Is there not a way to like cure this? So I don't have to wear a machine. And he was like, you could lose weight. And I said, well, if it was that simple, I'd have done it. And I didn't say it like that, but you know where I'm coming from. And he was like, in America, they'd like move your jaw down and forward. And I was like, I don't really fancy that, to be honest. And he was like, yeah, we don't really do it over here because that's insane. And I was like, okay, well, look, my eye keeps getting hurt by the mask. And he's like, I can send you one that just sits under your nose. And I was like, God, I wish I'd asked for this about 5 years ago. I would have been laughing. Yeah, it's cool.
Move your jaw for you if you want. I don't mind that.
I did try just pulling it forward myself and stuff like that, but it didn't really
Yeah,
work.
but you're a coward. You'd have given up before it clicked. I'd make it click. I'd move it.
I know
and
it
it'd
clicks
stay
quite a
moved.
bit. I mean, I've got jaw ache.
We'll see. I've got mouth ache. I had my teeth cleaned by the cleaning lady today for the first time in about 20 years, and now I can feel my individual teeth, and I don't care for it. I preferred it when they were just a solid mass.
We'll slap some butter back in there. Get some butter on it. You'll be
Yeah.
sorted.
And she told me I had to start flossing, so I've had to buy some floss, which I can now use because there's gaps between my teeth where there were no gaps before. So previously,
That's
floss would have just been
absolutely
like
terrible.
rubbing it all over just the wall of tooth and tooth juice or whatever
Goodness
was in
me.
there. I don't
When I
really
shamed
understand
myself
the
by
principle
going
of
to the.
it.
Sorry, go on. I was talked over you there.
No, I was just saying I don't really understand. I don't really understand why it matters. I think they felt better to me before when they were nicely packed in by a layer of gunk. Now they feel loose and sharp.
See, I felt shameful that I hadn't been to a dentist in like over 10 years when I went. And when I walked in there, he graded them as like A, whatever, and said they were fantastic. And I was like, look at that.
I got the
Look at
same. I haven't moved for 20 years.
Whereas I go to the
Wednesday, and then-
dentist regularly, I just never usually go to the hygienist. And I was like, fine, I'll go this time. And she spent ages cleaning me, and now they feel awful. So what we've learned here is don't go to the dentist, folks.
I must think like anytime I've ever kind of gone to someone like that, they're like, oh yeah, I can really see you've been doing it. And I'm like, no. But I used to when I did. I mean, I know I've been mocked for this in the past. When I did kung fu when I was younger,
Which you didn't do.
the guy who trained us, the Sifu, he'd be like, "Oh, you've clearly been practicing your punches," and I'd be thinking, "No, I left like a week ago, and I haven't thought about this since. I'm just back today. You've just decided that it looks better than it did a week ago." And he's everywhere. "Oh, you've really been practicing. I can tell you're really trying." And I'm like, "No, nothing's changed. I really don't know what I'm doing differently. It makes me think you don't really care. You're just going to sign me off at the end of this anyway, and I probably can't fight at all." So dentists, kung fu instructors, there's lots of people like that in life where I think they just give me
origami instructors.
most bosses when they're giving you your end of quarter review or whatever, they'll just, if you've done something in the past 5 minutes to annoy them, they'll mention it. Otherwise, you'll sail through. Nobody's watching anyone, and Kev's filling his mouth with butter. That's what we've learned today.
Well, I don't know that it was butter. It was more like nut crumbs.
No,
I
it's
think is
plaque,
what was
isn't
mainly
it?
between my teeth. Yeah,
Well, you did
it
try that.
certainly flaked off of me. It was horrible.
Your hazelnut chewing gum that you insist on trying to get everyone to. Try.
I mean, I do munch on nuts most days, and I think it's just nut crumbs in there. But I've now that I've had my teeth cleaned, I've celebrated by ordering myself some nut flavored coffee to start filling it back in again.
That's probably why it's happening. You're drinking it, and then it's like flowing into the gaps.
Hold on. I'm just sending Anna my Amazon wish list. This is a top
Find
priority.
it.
Well, I've just sent it to you again.
Right.
After all, it is
we
Black
send a lot-
Friday almost.
We
Yeah,
send
there
a
any-
lot of messages to each other. I don't always have your lists, Kevin.
That's fine. I've sent it to you again. You can find the Lego piano now.
Are there any decent like gaming related, podcast related Black Friday stuff?
PlayStations are on offer. PS5s are 17% off right now. I've just seen on the homepage. So if you're in the market for a PlayStation 5, you can buy one, boys and girls, at a slight discount.
The Manchester Lego store has 20% off, apparently. Kevin told me.
Oh,
I mean, that's really not podcast related.
Hey, you told me. People might
Because
live in
you
Manchester.
care. I imagine most of our listeners don't.
People like
Pab should
Lego.
already know because
I
you should
do.
have seen the TikTok.
I did.
Right then. So
I
I was
like
kind of
it.
expecting. I was kind of expecting you to message it after seeing it from you going, "I'll be up at the weekend."
Oh my god, no, we're not. Well, we can't. We could.
I mean, I do need to go to a Lego store on Friday to.
No, but
do
we need
the
because we
Black
can't
Friday
go
stuff anyway.
Friday. We're going out.
Well, I can go in the morning.
What, you're going to be back for half 5?
Manchester's only an extra hour after Birmingham,
Does it
isn't it? It's
matter?
not much further than Birmingham.
Yes, but it's a Friday. It's Black Friday. We're going out. And you'll come home late and make me very sad, and then I won't talk to you for about a week. And then you
When I
won't get
loaded
any
up
present.
Amazon, it's got a discount on yak chews if you want to get some yak chews for dogs and puppies.
Are they made of yak or for
Oh,
yak?
dogs love yak chews. Love them.
I'm not
think it's
feeding
made of
my
yak, yeah.
animal yak. Yaks are
Mm.
beautiful beasts.
That's he's had loads at the old house.
He
He's
ain't looking
eating them
pretty
all
no
the
more,
time.
Kev.
He loves
I'm not
it.
getting him yak. He can have vegan dog food.
Straight from the heart of the Himalayas. Lovely picture of
Wow.
a yak there. Doesn't realise what's about to happen. You scroll from a picture of a yak to a picture of a little sausage dog just absolutely going into town on the reconstituted bar of yak.
You're not cheap, are you, Kev? I
No.
don't think there's anything here that's like cheap.
Does,
Because he'd have bought all that.
does my Christmas present have to be cheap?
Yes, because I need to know what you've bought me so I can match it.
Well, I could give you a ballpark figure.
Yes, that would be lovely.
Not on the podcast, but I can give you a ballpark figure when we finish the show.
Can't you just text me it?
You have to do your shopping now, surely.
Well, this is I have Dragon Age. I can't not because
This is the only time she's dragged herself away from that. If she doesn't do it while we're recording, I'm not getting a present.
Because
You've got a month, to be fair, but I know where you come from.
No, because I've got Dragon Age, and then next week it's Indiana Jones. So I got to finish this, and every time I think it's finished, it carries on. I'm like 70 hours in.
It's not. Is it next week?
Yeah, the 6th, and the 6th.
Oh, it's the 9th.
Is it the 9th? It's one of them. The 9th is a Saturday. No, it's
No,
not.
but it's the 6th, and it is the 6th.
The
Yeah,
9th
next
is a
week on
Monday.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goody,
So I need to finish this because it's
goody.
the best ever.
Want me to finish it for you?
No.
And I'll let you know what happens.
You don't know who the Ventatori are.
I bet I do. I bet I could work it out relatively quickly. I reckon they're probably the antagonists.
No.
Which ones, though? Which faction do they belong to, Kevin?
I reckon they're the baddies.
The bad faction.
Yeah. Am I right?
Not really.
Knew it. Spot on. So now I know they're the goodies. There you go. So I can finish it off for you.
They're just like
not
a family of
true.
horse racers, aren't they? The Tories.
Yes, that's right, Sheepdog. Well done.
Interesting. Anna, you also went to the dentist today. In dentist news, Pab brought this on.
I went to the dentist last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you make me feel-
You gave us dentist news, so me and Anna both like, well, if Pab's going, we're going.
Yeah.
Not having Pab have the cleanest teeth on the podcast, so we're now cleaner than you dirt monster.
I didn't have mine cleaned. I just had mine looked, and he said,
I'm the cleanest tooth man in the world.
he said that my 27-year-old filling is in there strong. So it ain't
see,
moving.
When me and Anna go to the dentist, we get a round of applause, not a filling or a.
I get a head wound because the door's too low.
And you
What?
move, and you gag, and you cry.
I don't cry, my eyes water. That's very different. But yeah, I don't like it.
Oh.
You shouldn't mock my sensory issues.
It's not that it's
sensory
just
overload. He's
funny.
shining a light in my eye, buzzing in my ears, squirting water directly down my throat, and telling me not to move or react to that in any way. I think that's an unreasonable request on his part.
To learn to disassociate, sir.
Well, I did have my noise cancelling headphones with me for that purpose, but was afraid to ask if I could put them on, so I just chickened it out and ended up wriggling and gagging the whole way through and crying a little bit. So, yeah, I love the dentist. It's great. £80 well spent. Oh,
Yeah, it's fun, that, isn't it? It's fun. I mean, mine last week was everything all right? I went, yeah, let's have a look then. And then literally 30 seconds. Yeah, oh, that's all right. Again in 9 months. 20 odd quid for that. I was sat longer in the waiting room than I was in the dentist chair.
I've never had X-rays before. That was a fun.
Yeah, you can now die in a house fire and people will be able to identify you.
Put this thing in your
Which
mouth.
you couldn't have done before.
I might did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time I had one, my randomly X-ray. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I didn't
So
ask
your
for this.
remains can be identified.
Mm.
It's like, are you breastfeeding? Are you pregnant? It's like, no. Do I look like that? But no, it was fine.
Did you say, do I look like that? Because I would be very interested in knowing how I wouldn't know how to answer that question. If so, what? No, I'm filling in the form.
No, it's just the way they ask. I'm like, no, why? Why?
You should have said, you're the one with the machine that can see through people, mate. Why don't you tell me?
Tell me if I'm breastfeeding.
I didn't mean that one.
I'm breastfeeding right now. He didn't ask me.
I never got asked
You're
either.
a male.
I mean, that's quite the assumption. You didn't ask me that either, I don't think. Oh, I'm going to sue the dentist for discrimination and for upsetting my little mouth. Right, who's played video games? Has anyone played any video games? What are we laughing at now?
I figured Adam would want to talk about Dragon Age before.
Dragon Age is the game of the year.
I'll
At the
be the
moment,
judge of that in a few
I
weeks.
side with Anna
young
on this
lady.
at this point.
Such a
Well,
good
you're
game.
both disqualified from the voting for trying to
How?
influence it early.
How?
You're trying to influence this.
You know what I
before...
find out funny is that you're in trouble this year because I think me and Anna are quite alied this year on games.
Well, the award is called
your
the
main game
Balatro
ain't come
Game of
out.
the Year Award. So
This game didn't come out.
It's kind of criminal though that none of you have played Final Fantasy Rebirth enough, and it's obviously the game of the year. And it's like,
Yeah, like I say, Sheepdog, you're in trouble.
it's not even a debate, and we're gonna make fools of ourselves by
No,
not having it
no.
prominent.
I mean, obviously it's Balatro, and you're all wrong. So
Well, no, I would let that come second to Final Fantasy, but yeah.
Yeah, but then
Bit
you
myth.
say that about that other game you play, Baldur's Gate. So
that was last year.
Yeah, it's last
Was
year,
it?
but you need to play
Yeah,
Rebirth.
that
properly,
won
Anna.
last year. We gave that the award last year.
oh, I don't remember. Years.
I ended up voting for that because it looked like a game I would like.
You look what? Sorry.
I ended up voting for that to break a tie because it looked like a game I thought I'd enjoy, but I hadn't played or something like that.
Well,
I
we're not
just-
doing Game of the Year now because it's not the end of the year yet. So why don't you tell us about not Game of the Year, Dragon Age,
There's not a lot I can say because it is
not the Game of the Year?
It's all story based. I've seen a dragon now. I've seen.
I was going to say, is there any
dragons.
dragons in it?
Oh, there's
Last
dragons.
week I hadn't seen any dragons. This week I've seen dragons, and I've run away
Spoilers.
from dragons. It's called Dragon Age.
Yeah. Well, now I
Oh,
know
I've
there's
got a
dragons in
question
it.
for you, Anna. I got a
Huh?
question. I unlocked. I've realised I had a. Like at the lighthouse there is a.
Mhm.
There's like a place where you can have a statue, can't you? And you can pick
Mhm.
which statue it is. You got the dragon statue.
I do.
I got that today. I've not checked it in a while. I was like, oh, I've just got a giant dragon statue now. I was like, okay,
the
that's
big
cool.
skull.
Yeah. I don't even know where it came from. I don't remember.
I couldn't
picking
tell
it.
you. I just went over there. I was like, let's have a look at this. The icon keeps popping up, so I was like, let's go and have a look. And yeah, I've got a few in there now. So yeah, it's good. Like I keep thinking it's gonna end, and I'm sad, and then it doesn't end, and I'm like, yeah, yes, more.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've been playing it like that, and I keep thinking, I feel like it's just teeing up for an ending, and it goes, no, never mind, carry on. Yeah, oh, okay.
I think I'm getting there. I think because my codex, my codex is 72% full. And that's
Okay.
that's how much I know how much I've done. So I've done about 72% of the game because obviously everywhere I go through everything. I check it twice. Make sure I've
Like
not missed
Santa.
anything. Yes, like Santa, because I want to know everything. I want to read everything. I didn't realise in the start that you could read all these things. I thought they were just for the caretaker, but they're not. They're just little tiny bits going on. I'm loving all my characters. I'm loving all because like they all have their separate stories and they're all very different. What one's doing. Like not getting on with their mum because of issues, and there's another one that needs to help where she grew up, and it's all good.
There's lots of stuff like that. There's all sorts of.
Yeah.
So like they say, they've all got their own. That's one thing I did like about it. Is they all have their own lives going on, and you have to get involved with them at some point, which is great.
Yeah, I don't know how the game would pan out if you just went from main story, mission to mission to mission without doing these.
I don't know how you would.
No, companions.
I don't know how
you
it's
need
possible.
your companions to get you through to the end, I'm assuming, because that's all they keep talking about. So I don't know how people are doing it in 50 hours because...
Oh, don't start me on that, Anna. You seem just... If you main quest it, you can do it in 20.
Oh, I'm on it.
How, though?
I'll get it done by next week.
I don't know how.
Not the way...
Got to have the skills. I've got the skills.
It's not about skills. Like, I'm level 45... And the only way to get up to that level is by going and helping your people. And you need to be that high level because you'll come up to some enemies that are quite high. Like some of not everything has a level, but some things have like the red bar across and it says what level. And I was like, oh, that's a big one.
What level have you reached yet? What level? Not reached, but what level have you gone up against? That you...
50.
Yeah, I've seen 50 and I went, oh, I shouldn't be in here. I shouldn't be in here.
Same.
I made a mistake.
I went in, I did what I could and I died. So I went, no, I'm not going to do this. I'll wait till I get to that level because...
Yeah, I did beat mine and it was a horrendous... It was about a 20-minute battle and I ran out of potions and was solely relying on running around the arena until one of my teammates could heal me.
Yeah,
then I'd do it again. I'd do a bit more damage. I'd do a bit more damage till I lost all my health again, and then just run around the arena again to wait to be healed. 20 minutes.
I went in there. I didn't have the right team with me. I didn't know what I was going up against. I just went in there. I was like, right, let's go and have a look. I should have clicked on what was in there, but yeah, I went in.
You know what?
No, let's not do that.
Do you pick people for the team then?
Yeah.
Do you pick? See, since I've been trying to win back Nev, I only ever use Nev now, and then whoever else, pretty much at random, whoever the story kind of fits with. I've never thought about the enemies, the people you're going up against, like. Stronger against other things.
When you're in battle, you know how you bring up like you have you can have combinations with people.
Yes.
Yeah, I use them, but if one of their powers has like a green border around it, that means it will do more damage. Yeah. It's all they don't tell you this. I was just like, why is that flashing green and none of the others are? And it's because this enemy is weak against ice.
Right.
So yeah, look, it's you have to see it, but like I like to stop battle and check who I can like. You don't really stop it, but you go into like a menu and then you can pick who you do. And if there's one with a green border around it, that means that's stronger on them and it will kill them easier. But yeah, I'm having a great time. Absolutely great time. I can't fault it. Like it's so good. Like yes, it's been 10 years and it's been a wait, and now I'm like, yes, give me more. And I know there is no DLC for it, which is a shame, but
yeah, it is sad.
Yeah, it's such a good game, and like the story does, like I said before, it does continue from the last one. So you don't have to play the last one because I don't think you did.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't played any of it.
But yeah, it definitely like goes from there, and you like because he basically I'm not gonna say, but something happens in the last one, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? Oh, don't worry, just a 10-year wait. Which was annoying, but yeah, I like it. BioWare has gone up in my books after Andromeda. Wasn't the greatest Mass Effect. Still haven't finished that. So yeah, even though like EA in the past have been very bad and doing things, I can't fault this game. I just don't want it to end and be on a cliffhanger and having to wait another 10 years. So
I have a question for you, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done did you do the quest for the combat arena quest, side quest?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you get something pretty good from that?
I did.
And I just been like, no, I'm not doing the combat arena. And I saw a tweet from somebody saying the thing that you get from the combat arena goes a long way towards helping with dragons. And I went, all right, okay, I'll do the combat arena. And the combat arena was simple. It's simple. It's
and did it.
It's 10 rounds of beating enemies in a combat arena. It's simple.
With a big hole in the middle, which is
which I did just knock a lot of things in there, which was quite funny.
Yeah, just knock them off, or knock them off walls or into holes, and you don't have to think about. Except for obviously the ones that float, they're annoying. But apart from that, great game. Play it, everybody. Go and bring another one out in 5 years.
Podcast.
I
just want I don't want another 10-year wait. I love I remember playing this before Kevin existed.
Well, I've always existed. Continue.
And then oh gosh, actually no. I was playing. You had one of the games. I went, "What's Dragon Age?" And you said it's good. Play it. So I played 2, then went to 1.
So basically, you're welcome.
Yes, I am welcome. But yeah, it's good. It doesn't handhold you a lot, but you just. Yeah,
Well, it would be no use accompanying me to the dentist, then, would it?
there's
I
no
need my hand holding there.
There's enough time while you're playing this game to work out what things mean. Like that thing where I found that if it was green around the things, that I only just learnt that yesterday, and I'm 70 hours in. I just thought it was flashing, and I didn't understand it. Now I understand. Now I pass on my wisdom. Yes, good game. That is all I've played. Because
it's also all I've played.
Is it? Yeah, that's all I've played.
And then I've played some Football Manager and some Pokemon TCG Pocket, and that's it. I've been busy. I've been a very busy man.
I tried to do PvP on the card game Pocket, whatever it's called, and lost every single battle I did.
Well, you need to get yourself a good deck, sir.
Yeah, I don't fully get how energy works on it. Like the person I was playing,
per turn.
No, the person I was playing against seemed to have a mixture of dark and electric energy, and whereas I'd just come with a team of psychics and was using psychic energy.
Yeah, if you've got different type of pockies, you'll get different types of energy.
So does it work out what's in your deck and give you it accordingly?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I just assumed that you had to pick one and it would be stupid to mix and match. That's interesting then. Yeah, I'm not very good at it, as you can imagine. I'm doing all right on the computer ones, I completed all the I sort of be beating them all, but I've not done all of the tasks with it. I think I've got about 210 of the cards at this point. I don't know what the maximum is.
I think it's 236 off the top of my head.
Cool. So I'm not too far off. I keep forgetting about it. I get an alert at about 11 o'clock at night saying you can open some packs today, and then by the time I actually sit and do it, I several times this week I've done it at 11:30, and it's immediately gone off saying it's midnight and I can do more. And I'm like, oh, okay, I will then. Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I went from I'm not interested in this at all to I'm being forced to play it by the reminder, and I'm like, yay! I played a game that I thought was brand new today, but when I was looking into it before the podcast just to check, because I don't want to get caught out, apparently it came out, I'm thinking, on Steam at the start, in May. That 9 Souls. I don't know if you've seen it on Game Pass.
Okay, Sheepdog. Yes, go on.
It's the usual word we seem to say all the time here now that I read Pablo about, and now I play them all. But the good old Metroidvania, Kev.
You love a Metroidvania.
I do. I can't help myself. It's very cool. You're a cat called Yi that has they fight with a sword. It's very much like Hollow Knight in terms of going around swiping the sword at the villains that you're fighting about. It's very based on timing your parry, so that when the enemies attack you, you press the parry button, and if you get the timing right, then you stop them hitting you, and you get a bit of chi, I think it's called, and then you can sort of kill them back. But it's rock hard and ridiculous, like all of these games end up being.
Yep.
I think I played through like all the intro bits where it's talking and telling you what to press and giving a bit of story, and then when it kind of got going, I was like, oh yeah, cool, I get it, I understand, and it's telling me how to do the special moves, and I got to like a slightly harder fight and died immediately. It took because I'm guessing it kind of assumes you're going to not understand what to do, and if you're like me, you'd kind of forgotten what buttons to press. It immediately took me to like this dream world where it was like, just keep do the thing we've taught you to do 3 times, and then we'll let you out of here. So it said like parry, and I parried. And I just read the instructions. I parried 3 times. Once it took me a little while to figure it out. I got it right, and then it was like, put some chi on the enemy and then detonate it by holding RB down. And I was just sat there holding RB down, and nothing was happening. I'm just like, what? And I like ended up looking it up online, and everyone was just like, yeah, you kind of you have to just hold it down and it does it. And then eventually I found someone who explained that you're supposed to parry, you get chi for parrying, and then you hold RB, and your character kind of darts through the villain, like the person you're fighting, the baddie, and then and if you keep holding the RB button down, then they explode and it does damage to them. But that, to me, I felt that wasn't explained in the game at all, and I was just like, I could have been here all night if I didn't Google it. I would never have figured that out at all. Yeah. But other than that, it's been fine. Like, it's not really a criticism. I can't fully tell if it's me being thick. I imagine that everyone who's played it this week, who's listening, is probably like, didn't have that problem. That was completely fine. But I feel like, to me, I just don't know how I would have figured that out, because even when it explained it, it kind of just said, "Oh, it sort of told you what to do. It did the things," and then I was like, well, I don't know what I did there. It kind of all seemed automated to me, and then it wasn't automated after that point. So that threw me. I have been struggling to get to get progress through each part. I'm just like die 100 times and then finally get through it. So it does feel like it is exactly like how it was playing Hollow Knight. I'm not sure that I have as much patience right now because I'm just knackered. I was playing it and I was like, right now I need to go and have an hour's sleep now because I am just tired. But I can see me playing it through. From what I understand, it's the title's 9 souls. I think there are 9 souls that you're supposed to go and fight. So yeah, it's just playing it through the story. It seems very cool. It's got kind of a good style to it. I really like the kind of like the story. I don't want to spoil anything about the vibe of it. It was very cool, but I'd like.
Has it got dark yet?
What do you mean?
Outside now.
No.
Yes, it is.
Is it like? Apparently, it's a very dark game at certain points. To the point where it becomes like a horror game.
It is very sinister. Like, I went from, oh yeah, this will be cool, I can play this in front of the kids, to, oh, I don't
Never
know,
mind.
play this in front of the kids, and it was kind of, it was kind of like, I don't think I should. I don't know what the age rating on it is, actually. I'll have a quick look, see if I can find one. But yeah, I definitely was quickly put off that idea. I'm just trying to see if I can find it right. Let's look at age rating.
I know it's well regarded, this one, so
it is very highly rated, very cool vibes to it and everything. God, I can't find the American rating, which is T. Oh, Peggy 16. There we go. Good old Peggy. Cheers, Peg. So there we go. It is aimed at 16 plus, which I can kind of see. There's just a little bit of ness to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, get it. It's on Game Pass, so it's accessible if you've got that. If you still haven't got Game Pass at this point, you haven't been listening to us.
You tell them.
Yeah, it works on Xbox, it works on PC. Surely you got one of them. I'm guessing. I'm trying to see whether it's on PS5. It probably is, right? Yeah, it is on PS5.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And I wouldn't.
I think it's on Switch as well. Probably.
I was just going to say, other than like licensing, I don't see why it wouldn't be on Switch. I trailed off mid-sentence because I was trying to click the show more. It just says it's on Windows, GeForce Now, Mac operating system, Mac OS. It's like Nintendo's not on that list, but I imagine they'll license it at some point. Yeah, get it. It's very cool. I'm trying to think what else I've done this week. I started making a note and then I got lost. I'm a bit disappointed because I took part in, there was like a Pokemon Go event over the weekend, the wild area event, and to be honest, it was kind of rubbish. I couldn't do any of it because they released these Gigantamax Pokemon that needed either 40 people to do it if you're just kind of turning up with whatever, or people on the internet were like, I didn't have a problem, I did it with 8 people. And then when you read how they did it, it's like, well, I got the 3 exact perfect counters to the boss, and I leveled them up to the maximum level available, unlocked all of the moves, and then the 8 of us sat and we did it, and we managed to pull through. I'm like, you know how much that would involve for someone who lives in like a more rural area and doesn't have any energy or time? Like, it just wouldn't. That's only the most dedicated players going to be doing that. So already, despite them creating the problem, they've offered a paid solution to it where they're bringing out these mushrooms that cost 400 coins for a one-time use. I feel like they're going to absolutely eat dirt on this whole thing because people were immediately insulted because they're like, right, this mushroom makes it fractionally easier to do, and it would mean that you need maybe 20 people instead of 40 people. But again, nobody's got 20 mates they meet up with to play this game anymore. Like, you have events maybe in city centres, but I asked in the local group. I felt really guilty because a guy drove from. So this won't be great for listeners logistically, but for Kev, someone drove from Stamford and was like, "I'm just getting over from Stamford now," and I was like, "Oh, I'm going home. Like, my son's got something to do at 3." And he was tagged someone else to see if they'd join him, and they were like, "Oh no, I've gone home and all." And we felt so bad that he'd come to join us out. He'd driven like 7 miles, but over a rail crossing and stuff, and no one else was available, so he won't be playing with us again, I imagine. But yeah, considering back in the old days, we could have easily got a crowd together. Nobody was interested in this, and it was just too difficult. Which I just thought they need to understand the world has shifted a little bit for them. But I feel like what they're probably going to do is just charge more and make the same amount of money from fewer people until they have one guy just giving them a few, so Elon Musk's giving them £1 billion a year or whatever.
Will you be the guy?
I won't be the guy because I'm already tapping out at this sort of point, aren't I? I'm already like, nah, I'm not interested. I still obviously play it religiously and want to catch them all and all that jazz, but as soon as I've kind of got everything and there's no way to get anything new, I'm a bit like, meh, all right. I was quite lucky that I did hatch the Pokemon they brought out. I hatched one of the baby versions of it, and then I caught the other one. So I was job done. I think that is everything for me. Yeah, Pab, over to you.
Me, okay. I can tell you, Sheepdog, at the weekend I did battle in a raid at the weekend. I very nearly
check.
Whatever it was. Well, I don't know what it was. Was it the Algar at the weekend?
Oh, you did that? Yeah. So I did some of those raids with Ollie. I was inviting people to them. Didn't see you online, Pab.
Yeah,
did you catch one?
I did. I was at the football, and I noticed there was a raid on outside the stadium, and I just happened to click on it, and there was 4 people already in there. I went, great timing, in we go. Let them carry me all the way, and got it on the second to last ball. I was like relieved. I'd resigned to give it not catching it, and I got it. I was like, chuffed.
The thing that's irritating me with those ones, and not to be like Mr. Winchbag here, but like, it shows how much they've kind of lost their way at the moment. Those raids with the Dialga and Palkia, they're supposed to have these moves called like Roar of Time and Spatial Rend, and they're like special because Roar of Time lets you pause time in the game. So if you use an egg or an incubator or whatever, you can pause time and it will just keep being on for you. And the more times you use the move, like you can use Dust and Candy to do it in sort of 5-10 minute increments. So you could set that up to work for an hour for you, and then you can enjoy the game how you want to. So they made a big deal of releasing that, and then they put the raids up for a weekend. But it was like you either got it or you didn't, because sometimes you can catch him, it doesn't have to move. So then it went away, and those people hadn't caught it. They brought it back this weekend. I did. I didn't need either of them, but I wanted a good Palkia. So I went out with Ollie. We must have done something like 6 raids over the course of the weekend. None of them were any good for battling with. They were all like terrible. One of them had the move, and none of them were shiny. And I was like, God, this game used to be that you'd maybe do 3 or 4. You'd have to move several times, whatever. It just feels artificially slanted against you now, and it's again, it's rubbish. I'm just like, what's the point? Like, I'm not expecting everything to be easy to get, and I'm not expecting everything to be super accessible like all the time. But this has like been out for months now, and to make it worse, actually, I've just remembered another thing that they're doing that's irritating is they've just brought out an event where it's like collection challenges that they do. You know, where you got to try and catch whatever they've got on their little chart, and there's 4 of them, and all 4 of them have like Pokemon that you need to catch that are everywhere, and then a Pokemon you need to hatch from an egg. Now, if you were very lucky and you happened to hatch 4 consecutive eggs that had the Pokemon in them that you need, excellent. But chances are you're going to hatch one of them several times, and the other 3 you're going to have to struggle for or whatever. And they're giving you 4 days to do that, and it's like, okay, you got 4 days to complete this event, and they're all 7k eggs. So you have to walk 7k per run, and hope that you happen to do it. And they've offered like 1 incubator. It's like, there you go, there's your 1 incubator. Go and walk. And it's like, if you want to, for someone like me, I'm frustrated because I've never failed a collection challenge in this, and I'm like, when am I going to be able to, like, I haven't got the energy to work at the moment. How am I going to do this? So I was literally like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to just lump it, basically. I don't see me doing 7k, let alone 21 or whatever I need to do 28k. And it's just a shame, really, because that just seems very gougy. That just seems like they're trying to make people spend loads of money on incubators. And I get that that's their job; they want to make money, but like, I don't know, just make a fun game rather than trying to hold a sausage.
What do you get for completing it, Sheepdog? Let's be honest.
Well, for me, purely the run, to be honest, which isn't really worth it. You're right.
I look at it and I go, what do I get out of this? You're going to give me some Stardust, whatever it is, and some XP, and you're like, thanks. All right, I'll live without it. I'm not that bothered. I'm
kind of glad you said that, because looking at it, you get 3,000 XP and a silver pin-up, and it's like, oh, balls to that. I don't give it.
Why do I bother? Why am I bothered? Like, one, why am I? If you're making me use, I'm not doing multiple 7k trips around trying to hatch these eggs just for a chance to do it. It's never even a guarantee, is it? So
I think for me, and this is how they get you, it's because there's a badge that's called the Elite Collector badge, and I currently have 162 ticked on the list. And I think the reason why I don't have it, that's because I wasn't in Japan for the event they had where they gave a collector's badge for it. So I'm like, well, I can.
You've already found them. You're never going to get 100%, then, are you?
I've got 100% of the ones that were on my phone asking me to do them. So I'm very much like this. Just there's always going to be it. But the thing is, the silly thing from their point of view is that's the sort of thing. It's not going to happen with this in this instance, but in other games, in other times, that's the exact thing that's been the point for me where a game has turned, where I'm like, oh well, I can't complete the thing that I wanted to complete. I've lost my run now, so that's me done. And then they lose it. And I think there's going to be people who will stop that just will think, right, well, I can't do what I was setting out to do. I failed. See you later. They just seem really weirdly out of touch. But I've had that conversation a few times, and they seem to turn it around eventually. They realise people aren't happy. But I just wish they'd stop making stupid decisions, Anyway, back to your games.
Yeah, sorry. I just remembered that I had actually played some on the weekend, that's all. What else have I played? I've predominantly been playing Black Ops again, I'm not going to lie. I've gotten into multiplayer now, just play. I don't play tons of it, I just play like maybe 3, maybe 4 games of an evening. I think I'm level 47 now. I don't even know because you're still prestige in these games. I don't think I've prestiged in a Call of Duty game since maybe first Modern Warfare back in the day. Probably the last time I did something like that. I don't ever get anywhere near that. And I feel like for the first time in that, and however many years it's been, there's a chance I might get to like a prestige level in this one. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I got the Peter Stormare pack, which is quite amusing. Peter Stormare does a lot of the advertising for the Black Ops game, so he's in the game now, and it does amuse me just having Peter Stormare running around gunning all these people down. It's funny. I've still not played any more of the campaign on it, really. I keep looking at it and going, oh, maybe I'll do some campaign, and I just kind of go, I just play 2 or 3 games. 2 or 3 games of Hardpoint or whatever it is I'm playing. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. Other than that, like I say, I've been playing Dragon Age. Consistently, like in tandem sort of thing. Not as much as I'd liked, but it's very good. Like Hannah said today, I feel like I was running up to a point where I was like, oh, this is actually going to happen. This is actually going to be a point where, and then something happens and it goes, nope, never mind, carry on. I ran all my side quests down to just one side quest. I've got a side quest, and I don't know if you've still got this side quest where it's like, it's about the Grey Wardens. Something about the Grey Warden.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
It wants me to go somewhere once an area is cleared or something like that.
Yeah,
and I was like, I periodically go back to it and go, can I go there now? Is it going to tell me when it went?
That. I guess it will open at some point.
I assume at some point there's going to be an event or something that happens which opens up this cave that is currently inaccessible or something. Because I just periodically go back to it and just have a look. Going no, okay, never mind.
Same, yes.
Never mind. I just look, but I had no other side quests in, so I was like, okay, I'm pushing main quests then. I did 2 main quests, and then me thinking, oh, is this a don't, beyond this point you can't come back sort of thing. Nope, never mind. Here's another half a dozen side quests based on that main quest. Like, oh, okay, great. It's been one of them where it's like you do all the side quests, and then all your team suddenly you do a main quest. They all come together. You have a chat, and suddenly everyone's got a side quest for you again. You're like, you didn't have them 20 minutes ago, did you?
Yep.
Yep, everyone suddenly got side quests. Everybody wants to talk. So I was like, okay, I'm going doing the quest. Let's have a look at the map quick. Oh wait, there's four people want to talk to me now. I was like, oh, right, okay, back I go. Let's go have a talk. Let's go talk round the houses again. See what everybody wants to talk about. Yeah, I have been enjoying it thoroughly, and I'm playing on normal. Are you playing on normal as well, aren't you, Anna?
Yeah.
I was playing on easy, but I turned it up because it was
too easy.
It was stupidly easy, like to the point where it wasn't. I was never using potions. It would never be a point. Like at least with this, especially when I fought that level 50 enemy, I was using potions.
Yeah.
And even now, like I'm level 41. I want to say I think I'm level 41. And the last enemies I fought were like big boss. I think were 45. Have you done a dragon battle? I'm going to say you've done it. Have you done a dragon battle?
I've done a few.
I fought a dragon battle after you go to like there's an area where you have to defeat champions to get their like cores or something like that, don't you? To open a door, and there's 3 of them, and then I think beyond that is a dragon.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, I've not done that yet. I'm waiting until I'm available.
So don't do that. Don't do that until you spoke to someone important.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I've done that. But I just haven't been back there because I wanted to go and do the main quests. I just wanted to do things that are above me later. I would do them at the required level.
Yeah,
because yeah,
because I mean, I spoke to Morrigan at a certain point, and you learned about Morrigan, and you go, oh, interesting. And then you do that bit. She has a storyline for you, and you go, oh, okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I reloaded that quest line because I didn't like how it went. Because there's a point where I don't know about you, Anna, but there's a point where you have to talk to someone, you have to convince them of something.
That is correct.
And then if they don't like what you do, you have to fight them to convince them.
Apparently so.
And I went, no, I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you. I'm going to actually try and convince you. So I reloaded it once, and eventually convince them of the. I was like relieved, to be honest, because I was like, I don't want to go through this fight because it's going to be a real.
Yeah, I did. I thankfully was just playing it, and because someone gave me advice on something, I was like, They don't want this.
Yeah.
They don't want that. Let's give them this. And I was like, okay. And
Yeah, I feel like I've skirted the line with it quite a lot. A few times they were going like, and I don't want to know about this. Tell me about this. And you're like, oh,
yeah.
because I've already triggered it once. I've already messed it up once, and I won't have to reload again. But I did do it eventually. Yeah, but you want to do if you've done that, and people will know what I'm talking about. If you've done that point, you want to push through to where the champions gate is, where you have to put the is it 3 essences or something like that. You have to put in. Yeah, you push that way for that one. I just did that randomly, and I just was like, "Oh, I'm glad I did this because I was doing side quests, because it is a side quest, that one.
Yes,
It pays off. It does pay off to do it. So anyway, that is Epic Games, really. I did also get in the week. I finally got a DualSense Edge controller. I got the 30th anniversary one.
okay. Yeah,
which is very nice, very very grey. With the like the original coloured buttons and stuff like that. It's interesting how it's heavier as you expect them to do. Usually are these pro controllers.
Yeah.
They have got a bit more heft to them. I don't know where my other controller is. I'd have a feel of it. I feel like there's like on the bottom, on like the grips at the bottom, they're slightly rubberized at the bottom, so there's a bit more grip to them.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
It's just more I think that's more for comfort, isn't it? Because when I sit there sometimes with I have normal controllers, and they feel just a bit hard and cold.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you had a rubber thing on, it would be for comfort and stuff.
It's just like just little touches like that. Like the triggers are slightly grooved, like they've got like little tiny little like PlayStation symbols like etched onto the back, so they're like a bit rough on the edge. I'm like, I don't think this is on the other controller the same.
I'm not sure. I know there was some that I can't get a controller in them because the dog's on my feet. To have a look, but I'm sure.
I've got one.
Yeah.
So these are smooth on the back. Yeah, they have the standard PlayStation controller. Like the triggers are like smooth on the back.
Okay.
But these ones are got tiny little PlayStation symbols like etched on the bottom of them, so you can feel it. And yeah, and you can set up like multiple different profiles on there. On the PlayStation, or there's like an app on the PC, which is what I've been doing it with. And you can set all like the buttons, and you can change the profiles on as to like on the fly as to which profile you want to be using. Also has two different there's like 2 paddle buttons on the back. You don't have to have them on. You can just clip them in at the back. And there's 2 different types you can have. There's like 2 little ones that are like proper paddles, and then there's 2 that are just like little like clicky buttons almost. Yeah, that one's been interesting. I started using them initially because I was like, oh great, this is good for Call of Duty, because then I don't have to take my hands off the sticks when I'm reloading and stuff like that. But I just kept catching the buttons and like inadvertently reloading my gun while I'm just in the middle of a fight, when I was like, I don't want to be doing this, so I took them off. What else is there in there? There is also the sticks. I don't know about you, Anna. Do you find that the sticks are a bit... I don't know. I didn't notice this until I was playing it a lot. I feel like the rubber gets a bit gummy at times, like a bit...
I think they do.
Yeah.
After loads and loads of use, I think that's just...
I feel like I was using it. I've been using it a lot this week, but it's like sometimes it just every now and again it gets... And I heard someone mention it, the rubber gets a bit gummy at times. And I'm like, I've never noticed that, and then I noticed it this week. And I've only been playing it. I've only had it for a week. But like what I like about this is that you can change the sticks. You can physically take the analog stick modules out of the controller and replace them. So if you do get stick drift in them, you can physically take them out and order new ones.
Cool.
Yeah, and you can order ones that you don't have to use the ones that PlayStation supply. They do supply on PlayStation, but you can order like the Hall effect sticks, or the actual so some proper sticks that aren't ever going to get the stick drift. And they do, like I said, similar to the Elite controllers. the Xbox do. They do have the different sticks that you can put on. You can take the sticks off on the other one. You can't replace the whole modules like this on the Elites, but you can take the sticks off and swap them over if you wanted to make them slightly higher or different. Like you can get concave or convex ones.
So
yeah,
who wants concave ones? Good lord.
Yeah, people do. But I don't mind the current ones on the DualSense. The DualSense sticks are fine to me. It's more like the old DualShock ones that were a bit weird and like domed. I wasn't a massive fan of the domed ones. At that point, I did prefer the Xbox 360 ones. Yeah, I like what I've got. And I've not seen what the battery life is like. I know the DualSense Edge has a reputation for having horrendous battery life for compared to the regular controllers.
You got more going on though, haven't you?
Yes, exactly. It's also I don't know, a weight comes into it, but I don't know. But it's one of them things that's like I've also just been putting it back in the box and plugging it straight in, so I don't really know. So and I'm not really playing it for more than maybe 90 minutes to 2 hours anyway. So it's not like as if I'm gonna do a big session and need to charge it up midway through or something like that. So it's one of them. But yeah, I mean, it's expensive. It's expensive for what it is. But I did want one. I've wanted one for a while, and then having the 30th anniversary ones pop up at the time it did it, I was like, okay, now's the time. So we've done that, and it's all right. I'm enjoying what I've got. Like I said, I do like just looking down and seeing it there. The carry, that little case it comes in with, like the grey with the PlayStation red and the little logo. It's cool. It's a cool logo.
They did look nice. I just couldn't get one because
yeah, they're all. Actually, if you wanted the base controller, they are popping up here and there. So
I might
just keep an eye out for them. Yeah, the 30th anniversary standard DualSense is turning up. I've seen it in a few different places just pop up. So yeah, they are around. Have I played anything else? No. I mean, by the time this game, no, that's a lie. By the time this podcast is out, the new season of Fortnite will be out, but it's not. It's out on the 1st, which is Sunday, is it? 1st of December is when the new season starts. There's I don't know. There's a concert thing happening at the end of on Friday, I think. At the end of
is it?
Juice WRLD.
Never heard of them.
No, I've not either.
Never heard.
Apparently, he's no longer with us. So it's not going to be like the other concert. It's going to be all a virtual in-game concert sort of thing, unlike the Snoop Dogg one that happened at the start of the season, where he was in New York dancing around in Times Square. But yeah, that's happening. The new season is upon us. I guess I'll have news on that next week, I suppose. We'll see how we get on. See if I hate it like I do all seasons at the start. I hate them all. Yeah, other than that is your lot.
Well, then I guess we'll wrap things up there, boys and girls. If you would like to hassle us on the internet, you can do that at Mgukpodcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
You can find me at Sheepdog6K.
I'm Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986.
And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Goodbye.
Oh, that was good.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Brand new outro. I like it. Bye-bye.